Now I want to get into some important information. Do's and don'ts of parent and coach communication. So I want you to pay attention to this because this is very, very important. First of all, some do's, some ways to communicate and some items to communicate about with parents and coaches. One is treatment of your child. If you want to discuss how your child is being treated, please discuss that with the coach. As well as if you want to discuss ways to help out your child improve. This is a big do as well. If you want to discuss how can they get better, how can they work harder, how can they embrace the Cayman way, please discuss that with your coaches. Another do is concerns about your child's behavior. So if you have a concern about your child and how they're behaving on and off the field, sometimes involve the coach. So those are some of the do's of how we want you to communicate with the coach. Keep in mind, the coach is imperfect. Keep in mind, the coach doesn't have all the time in the world to connect with every issue. So these are some of the do's that we want to frame to say, please approach the coach on these situations. Now, here's some don'ts. This is a big one. I know you know it's coming. It's playing time. Do not discuss playing time with the coach. Now, that is left up to the coach. And keep in mind, we know that there's so many variables that go with playing time. Sometimes it's ability, sometimes it's effort, sometimes it's attitude, sometimes it's eligibility, sometimes it's proper fit for the scheme for that week, sometimes it's game plan, sometimes it's aptitude. So many things go into playing time, and our coaches do such a great job of taking time to analyze, to coach, and to get counsel within their teams and other coaches to figure out what is the maximum opportunity for the team to be successful. And sometimes that means a lot of playing time for your son and your daughter. Sometimes that means minimal playing time. But discussing playing time is not fair game between you and the coach. Also, team and game strategy. Now I know this is hard because all of us are geniuses on the couch. I know I am when I'm watching NFL football or I'm watching Major League Baseball or when I'm at a game and my kids are playing, I have all the answers. Coach should do this. Coach should do that. If we only did that. But all those answers are only in my mind. The reality is, I don't know. Who knows? But you know who knows best is the coach. They spend time watching film. They spend time analyzing. They spend an inordinate amount of hours preparing. So when it comes to team strategy, when it comes to game strategy, let that in the hands of the coach. And if you really, really want to get involved in these, there's a very simple way to do it. Coach, we have a spot for you. Join us, give of your time, give of your effort, give of your energy to the team, to the coaching staff, to the school, and now you can have a voice. Otherwise, game strategy and team strategy is left up to the coach. And we thank you for honoring and respecting that. Also, another don't is the playing time or the participation of the other student athletes. Now, this is difficult as well because we all have eyes and we see things and we have perception, and sometimes we think something's going on that shouldn't or something's not going on that should. But this is not something that you are open to discuss with the coach, playing time or participation of other athletes. So, a little bit about me. I love to connect with you. I am available. Take me out to lunch. I'll let you feed me if you really want to get to know me. And I want to get to know you, and I want to know how to serve you. Now, if there's complaints about the coaching or concerns, I am available. What I will ask you first and foremost is you address that with the coach. If you come to me saying you want to talk about XYZ with the coach, within the scope of regular sports concerns, I'm simply going to point you right back to communicate with the coach. Now, if that doesn't get resolved, please connect with me. Now, if there's emergency issues or something outside the scope, certainly I'm accessible. I want to connect with you, but I really want to empower the coaches and encourage you to empower your student athletes, to empower your son or daughter to now take the issues they may have and you direct them to the coach. So as opposed to you having to discuss these concerns with the coach, one of the great things we do within our coaching program, in our athletic program, is create opportunities for these young athletes to behave like young adults. So I know many coaches will ask you, before you even connect with them, have your student athlete connect with them first before you have to get involved. But those are some of the do's and the don'ts of how to communicate parents with coaches throughout